Hello and welcome to the channel, live, well not really live, but from the new JD the Prophet studios in my conservatory in a new house. Like I said, I wasn't going to record any new videos until I moved. Bunch of stuff been going on, but I'm back. I wanted to talk about, now the dust has settled, right? I wanted to talk about the Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem feud. And you might be saying, John, that's been and gone, it's happened. Fine, right, okay. You can go and look at the reactions on the Rock Reacts channel. Welcome if you know that's where I'm from. You can go and see all that discussion on there, of course. But yeah, the dust has settled a little bit, and I've been thinking about it quite a lot. I've just listened to the two tracks again for the first time in a few weeks. But I've been having these thoughts a while because Machine Gun came out, and everybody was excited. Somebody had come at Eminem. It was a pretty decent song. There were some good lines in there. And you go and look at the comments under our Rock Reacts video for that track, and people are saying that we didn't understand the beef or where it all came from and stuff, which is true. But at the same time, there was a lot of hype around Machine Gun Kelly at the time. Then obviously Eminem came back. First of all, he did the interviews on Sway, and then he came back with Killshot. And the general consensus is that Eminem murdered MGK, right? In many ways, I'm not going to disagree with that. Having just heard the two tracks again, there is no doubt in my mind, even as somebody who is not completely inside the world of hip-hop, as many of the people who might be watching this video, but it's certainly, has been around a while and is learning every single day. Like, in terms of a rap track, in terms of bars, in terms of lyrics, in terms of punchlines, in terms of flow, there's no comparison. It's an absolute devastation on the part of Eminem. It's not even close. And I actually do like Rap Devil as a track. I like the beat. I like the vibe. Even the video, which I laughed at the first time I saw it, is actually kind of cool considering how quickly that they did it. But the interesting thing I think about, when I listen to both, like, there are many lines in Killshot, get that classic diss track reaction where you're just like, oh shit, the 80-year-old me, 20-year-old you, all that sort of stuff. But, listening back to them both, I'm not so sure that Eminem did body Machine Gun Kelly after all, because do you know what? There was a lot going on in Killshot, but he didn't really address any of the main issues. Now let me elaborate. I think Eminem, with his incredible skill, and I've been an Eminem fan since the first record came out. I'm showing my age. I was there pre-ordering the first record from the United States, having it specially shipped in for God knows how much back in the 90s. But with his incredible skill, lyricism, clever punchlines, incredible flow, I think he used a lot of smoke and mirrors in that song, and he avoided the main crux of Machine Gun Kelly's arguments. Okay, yeah, he called him Stan and the starter cap and all the clever lines around that, but the crux of Machine Gun Kelly's argument, which I think that he could have done a better job by shortening his own track to around 2.5 minutes instead of, he could have probably cut a verse out of it, but regardless, Machine Gun Kelly basically said, because of this one thing that I did, that I privately apologised for, wouldn't publicly apologise for, you went and played corporate, political, big boy games behind everybody's back, called the people in charge, and then basically tried to end my career without, which is what happens in the corporate world quite often, but is fundamentally antithetical to everything Eminem has ever suggested that he is. It's completely antithetical to his whole persona, right? Now, you could go and listen to Killshot. He doesn't really acknowledge any of those key points that Machine Gun Kelly makes. And they're very specific points. That's the interesting thing. I then watched a follow-up interview with Kelly on The Breakfast Club. And yeah, quite honestly, he came across as a bit of a dick. I've not seen much on the guy before, apart from when he got powerbombed off the stage on WWE. He came across as a bit of a dick, but I can kind of handle that in a young musician. It just is what it is, whatever. But at the same time, he kind of reiterated and doubled down on the very specific phone calls that he received, the conference call in the morning, the very specific things. And when you go that specific, typically it comes from a place of truth. And you have to believe that what he's saying is true. And Em didn't respond to any of that stuff. And quite frankly, if Eminem chose to do that stuff because he was so offended by the original tweet, or he's just like, fuck this guy, or, there's probably some other stuff going on there that we don't even know about. Fine. People do stuff like that all the time. If somebody said something about my kids, I'd probably be pretty upset. But at the same time, Eminem would never want that to be public. He would never want that side of his personality, I'm assuming, to be public, because it's complete, like I said, it goes against his whole persona. And he doesn't refer to it, really, in Killshot at all. He just kind of smashes Machine Gun Kelly for being a stan and takes piss out of the way he looks and stuff like that. And, you know, basically destroys him the obvious stuff, like he's a better rapper, he's going to massively outsell him, all that sort of stuff, which is true. But according to MGK, he still sold like 20 million records. So it's like, what are we arguing about here? You know, it's a very, 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 very rich person belittling a very rich person. So that stuff isn't really interesting. But we're talking about the other classic diss battler this year is the Pusha T Drake stuff. You know, I think Pusha T did an incredible job of unraveling the public image that is Drake, especially the image of Drake as the pop star, right? People have known him as the rapper, as that kind of artist for years, but only probably in the last 2 years, especially in my perception in England and the UK, you know, Drake's blown up as a true pop star. You know, most of his records go to #1 over here. And he has this image of just this character that's very much the God's plan image. And Pusha T unravelled that massively to the point where I can't even look at Drake in the same way again. I still like Drake, I still like his music, still like him, but it completely changed perception of him. I don't think MGK quite nailed that, but he had a chance to do that with Eminem. Like, quite frankly, these are killer points. He made some killer points. Eminem hasn't come back, and the frustrating thing is, in that Breakfast Club interview, not only did he double down on those points, but he also said that he had another track in his pocket. And I don't understand why he's not released it, because fair enough, they wanted to create a bit of hype around, you know, MGK had his EP came out, didn't seem to be much buzz about it after all, after the bodying that Eminem gave him. And fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I listened to that EP, it's alright. It's okay. I like the track Lately, it's got a Ronnie J beat. You know, is a decent track. I haven't heard much of MGK's music, quite frankly, but it's okay. It's okay. But at the same time, it seems crazy that if he has that genuine ammunition to really pull Eminem up and really question his authenticity as the persona that he's portrayed for so long, why wouldn't you come back once again? Is it because he, in his heart, feels that he did take the L? Didn't seem to on the Breakfast Club. Still seemed to believe that he won. He thought Killshot was trash. Now, there's a lot of hot air, a lot of talking, all that sort of stuff. But what I think that he really still has a chance to really make a serious point. And I still think most people will come down on him and say that he lost and say he got crushed and say his career's ended and this and that and that. And maybe it's true. Maybe MGK will never see the heights that he saw before previously in his career because of this. And maybe all his people are advising him, don't go back again for that very reason. Who knows? But to the crux of my whole argument is that I think Killshot was a lot of smoke and mirrors. There were some clever lines, some good stuff. He did tear him down, but he never really addressed the main points. Machine Gun Kelly's there, the only person, in my opinion, in my lifetime, to really be able to go at somebody as incredible and as well revered as Eminem. And you can't, like you said, you can't go at him as a rapper. And I thought that was a slightly cowardly line. He used it too many times in Rap Devil. It's a bit of a like, well, you know, I was never going to win anyway type of get-out clause. But it is also true, so fair enough. But fundamentally, like, he has a chance to really say, no, you aren't what you say you are. And I think that has to be the true definition of what makes a great diss track or just diss. Or, you know, like, I love MMA and, you know, the back and forth stuff like Conor McGregor and Khabib was too much perhaps, but, you know, somebody can really undermine what the other person is and get inside them and show them up, like how DC did with John Jones. You know, that really does make a difference. That really is like serious public perception shifting stuff. I don't know. I just want to hear it. I want to hear him come back, even if it's not going to be as good a track. Even if he's always going to get out rapped. I think he's got something to say. I think he's got a chance, and I don't think that he got bodied. I don't think he got murdered. I call it a draw. I like both songs. I think Eminem out rapped him. I don't think there's any question of that, and he could do that with his eyes shut without even trying. It's effortless, but as I've said, he didn't address those points. Alright, that's my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know about this new setup. If you've come to the end of the video, you probably come from Rock Reacts. Work in progress. Obviously got a light now. Hopefully it sounds good. That's important to me. We might switch up the camera. We're just figuring stuff out. This will be sorted out. Blinds, green screen, not sure exactly. But, you know, like I always say, like we said, if we had everything perfect straight away, you'd never actually do anything. So, but I wanted to like and I wanted to move. Obviously, that was the other big thing. Coming up on this channel, more videos like this, more thoughts on albums that have come out, hip hop and other genres as well. But there'll be a little hip hop. And just want to be a bit experimental on this channel as well. We'll do some full project reactions as well. I know that was what was promised originally, but the problem with doing those is they can be a lot of work and they're very, very likely to get blocked. And the only way to avoid that is to edit them so heavily, like Sean C does, that you just have tiny snippets, and it almost gets to the point where, why would I even make it like that? I could just talk about it. I'll think about it. I will still do some full project reactions. We'll figure that out. Obviously, main video reactions always going to be a Miller on Rock Reacts. That's obviously the main event. And then this can be experimental. Just see, I've got a system now in the office where I can just set it up and get going. Doing it through OBS if you're interested, with a ring light. Tell me how it looks, tell me how it sounds. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Please do subscribe to this channel as well. This is going to be a lot more regular content. I know we stopped, but now I'm in. So I got the setup. Maybe even do some gaming stuff. Yeah, it's all there. That is my background after all. But anyway, enough. Thank you very much for watching, if you watched the whole thing. I'll catch you on the next video in the next couple of days. Let me know if you want me to discuss anything. Let me know if you want me to react to anything, either here or Rock Reacts. We'll figure it all out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Can't speak. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.